What do you need, Danielle? I think that the Packers are going to win the Super Bowl this year.
I have a dream that one day this
No, but you don't understand. Aaron Rodgers, and he's going to throw so many interceptions. No, but you don't understand.
All men are
you don't understand.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed.
We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. So back to what I was saying. I think that the Packers are going to win the Super Bowl.
Well, as long as Tom Brady's in it, because he's really hot, I'll watch the Super Bowl.
Isn't Martin Luther King Day coming up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I think the Packers are going to win.
Oh, just have Tom Brady in it. I'll be fine.
And live from room 206, it's the Rutgers Prep Middle School News!
Good afternoon and welcome to the Rutgers Prep Middle School News. I'm Paris.
Hi, I'm Danny. I don't really have a line here, so I'll just sit here.
Okay.
I'm Alice, and for our first story of the year, we asked the lower school students about their Super Bowl predictions. Let's go to the fields.
What team do you think will win the Super Bowl, and what do you think the score will be?
The Green Bay Packers and 32-12. Packers 24-27. Green Bay Packers 32-31. Pittsburgh Steelers 60-6. Steelers 3-5.
Thanks, Greg. That was very nice. Those kindergartners, though.
What a great group of kids.
Now let's go to Nishka for a brief interview with our history teacher, Miss McMillan, who gives us a deeper look into the importance of Martin Luther King Jr.
So, Miss McMillan, who was Martin Luther King Jr. and why do we celebrate him?
Martin Luther King Jr. was a civil rights leader who was born in the early in the 20th century, and in the 1940s and really in the 1950s, he organized a movement to demand that the promise of liberty and equality that was in the Declaration of Independence and added to the Constitution, that it was actually real, and that African Americans and others would have political and social and economic equality. So he was the leader of that movement, and in 1968 he was assassinated while he was working on behalf of that movement.
Okay. And how did his birthday become a holiday?
The United States has always celebrated a few historical holidays. The 4th of July. In February, we used to have holidays to celebrate Presidents Washington and President Lincoln. Soon after Reverend King died, there was a bill in Congress to have a holiday to recognize his birthday. But it kind of languished and it didn't really go anywhere. And in the 1970s, a president by the name of Jimmy Carter said, you know what, we need to do this. And he supported it, and it took a while, and in 1983, President Ronald Reagan signed a bill into law that made Martin Luther King's birthday a national federal holiday. Businesses followed, states followed, and now it's really this moment when we stop and we celebrate Dr. King's accomplishments and achievements, and then it's followed in February by African American History Month, when we can talk even more about the contributions of African Americans to the American experience.
Okay, thank you.
Wow, what an inspiring story.
Now let's head over to Mr. Mitchell for his random fact of the day.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Did you know that January is named for the two-faced Roman god Janus, the god of beginnings and endings?
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell, for that awesome fact.
And now some announcements.
School is closed on Monday, January 16th for Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
And 5th and 6th grade transition night is on February 2nd. Well, that's all we have for today. I'm Paris.
I'm Alice.
And I'm Danny. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time on Rutgers Prep Middle School News.